Welcome to Leadership Now. In this video, we'll cover 4 key concepts needed to become a successful leader. The first section of this video will discuss personal leadership and how to know and understand yourself and others. The second part will cover communicating with impact, followed by intention versus perception in relation to your emotional intelligence. And lastly, we'll discuss time management. Continue watching as we swan dive into personal leadership. Leadership is about influence and the ability to make things happen. In order for you to be successful at leading, it is critical for you to understand yourself and others. The Johari window, developed in the 1950s by American psychologists Joseph Luft and Harrington Ingham, is a model used to help people better understand their relationship with themselves and others. The Johari model contains 4 quadrants or perspectives: information known by the self and others, and information unknown by the self and others. When information such as behavior or personality styles, likes and dislikes are equally known by the self and others, this is called the open area. However, information or characteristics known by others but unknown to the self is called the blind spot. A person's blind spot could be a facial expression, their tone of voice, or any other particular behavior displayed during given situations that others tend to notice, but they themselves are unaware they display. Aspects that are known by the self but are unknown to others is called the facade. A person may choose to display a facade and withhold certain information for a number of reasons. For instance, emotional self-protection, career advantages, or the person may just feel that the information he or she knows would not be beneficial for the other person to know. Lastly, information unknown to both the self and others is simply called the unknown. Here's an exercise for you. With a colleague, friend, or family member, try listing information about yourself and have him or her notate whether or not they are aware of the provided information. Successful leaders know what information to share and not share, are willing to receive feedback to improve their blind spots, and aim to minimize unknown factors as much as possible by learning about themselves. Just like the Johari window, there are other tools available for you to better understand yourself and others in order for you to successfully lead. For instance, the DISC assessment, based on the theory of psychologist William Moulton Marston, identifies people's behavior and communication patterns. To be a successful leader, knowing yours as well as others' behavior and communication patterns can help you tailor your needs accordingly. Remember, leadership is about influence and the ability to make things happen. DISC is a 4-word acronym. The D in DISC stands for dominance, I for interactive or influence, S steadiness, and C is conscientiousness. The DISC model is broken into 4 quadrants with each style divided by pace of approach, fast or slow paced, as well as priority of approach, people or task oriented. So how can you identify DISC characteristics? Ds, or dominant types, tend to be more fast paced and task oriented. Some characteristics of Ds are direct, independent, persistent, decisive, competitive, and problem solvers. Ds usually need a challenge to motivate them. Is, or interactive influencers, are fast-paced, but tend to lean on the people-oriented side. Is are more verbal and social. They are convincing, persuasive, inspiring, popular, and very enthusiastic. Steady S's are people-oriented like their I counterparts, but operate at a slower pace. S's are friendly, patient, good listeners, stable and steady, understanding, and often accommodating. Conscientious C's are slower in pace and more task-oriented. C's strive for accuracy and precision. They're analytical and data or facts-driven. They tend to live by the rules and are often patient. Can you identify one or more of these styles in yourself and others? As a leader, Knowing your DISC style as well as the style of your team can help you better understand yourself and others. So I want to successfully lead and impact, but just how do I communicate with each DISC style? In order to communicate with a D, be clear and specific. Don't ramble or waste their time. Stick to business. Don't try to immediately build a personal relationship. Come prepared. Don't forget things or be disorganized. Present facts logically and efficiently. Don't leave loopholes or cloudy issues. Ask specific questions and don't ask rhetorical questions. To communicate with an I, allow time for relating and socializing. Talk about people and their goals. Don't drive to facts and figures. Ask for their opinion. Don't be impersonal or task-oriented. Talk positively. Don't talk about what cannot be done. Use enough time to be fun and fast-moving. Don't cut the meeting short or be too businesslike. For S's, start with personal comments. Try not to rush headlong into business or the agenda. Have a sincere interest in them as people. Don't stick coldly or harshly to business. Be candid and patient. Don't rush them. Present your case in a non-threatening manner. Don't use position power or be demanding. If a decision is required of them, allow time to think. Don't force a quick decision, and provide information. Prepare your case in advance and be organized when communicating with a C. Approach them in a straightforward manner. Try not to be too casual, informal, or personal. Build credibility with the C. Look at all sides of an issue. Don't force a quick decision. Present specifics and do what you say you can do. Don't be vague about expectations or fail to follow through. Also, take your time. Be persistent and don't be abrupt or rapid. In sum, in order to successfully lead and have influence, you first have to know yourself and others. Ways to better know yourself include self-assessments such as the Johari window and DISC. These will help you gain new insight and knowledge regarding yourself and others. Thank you for joining me as we cover personal leadership. Our next session covers communicating with impact. For more information, please feel free to contact us.